All right, everyone. So welcome to the part 3 of our series of Planet Through Houses. And part 3, we're going to do Mars through all the houses. And today is Tuesday, and what better way to start Mars in the first house? So let's not waste time because I've got energy. So, Mars in the first house. What happens when you have this in your horoscope? What is first house? First house is your body, your physical body, your physical attributes, your personality. It's a map of your entire life. Okay, it's how every single section of your house will behave depends upon the first house. Okay, first house also represents your head. Okay, so when Mars comes in, who is Mars? Mars is a soldier. Mars is where we put our energy into. It's not our passion, it's not our it's not our passion, it's not our obsession, it's not our mind, it's our energy, where we exert our energy into. And Mars is all about action. It doesn't want to think, it just wants to take action. So when it comes into the first house of physical body, it really pertains to somebody who has a lot of energy within them. Okay, as a child, they would have a lot of energy within them. They wouldn't sleep all the way till night. They would just go out and play. And this is why Mars in the first house really represents an athlete, somebody who works with his body constantly, who develops his body. They're all about their physical self. And what happens with this is that they develop this selfish nature. Is that my body comes first and then anything else. Okay, and in a way, you can think of it as a bad thing or a good thing. It depends on, a personal opinion. But these people are really about their physical body. Meaning, if let's say a woman has this in her first house, she's going to try to stay fit and top of things. She's going to want to look beautiful. She's going to want to look attractive and lustful. And she'll be one of those, girls who love hiking, who loves playing volleyball or basketball. Or same thing with guys. They're all about the athleticism, all about competition. That's another thing. Mars is what? Competition. Because a soldier wants to go out and compete, fight, kill for its land. So it feels that it won. Okay? So here, these people are all about competition. Anything that they do in life has to do with competition. Whether it's competition with friends, with family, with spouse, children, anything becomes a competition. That, okay, I want to have the best kids compared to you. I want to have the best health compared to you. I want to have the best career compared to you. Okay, and they try to take this lead and charge of their family, of their home environment. That I want to win over everybody. So that competitive nature becomes very strong with these people. And these guys, since Mars represents the head. And Mars is a very aggressive, competitive, hot planet. So these guys have anger sitting on their shoulder. I mean, like, they just need one little thing to tick them off and they will burst out in anger. So they have constant bursts of anger. If they lose in competition, if they lose a bet with a friend, or if they lose any kind of a game that they were playing, they get frustrated, they will throw things around. I mean, they just lose it because the fact that the Mars energy within them, the soldier within them, which is sitting in their head, since birth, keeps telling them, no, you are so horrible because you lost. You are not worth it because you lost. And they do not understand the fact that losing is the part of becoming victorious towards the end. They just want to win. And so what happens is, in a corporate world, in a workplace, this is actually a very, very good placement to have because you just do not want to lose. And especially business, forget even corporate jobs. This placement works very well with business, because Mars has that competitive nature that doesn't want to lose. They'll do everything that they possibly can. And yes, sometimes this gets them into trouble, especially in young youth, because Mars represents cuts and injuries as well. Remember that? So in youth, they always get into cut and injuries, and they might even get stabbed. As I discussed in my Mars debilitated video, they will get all sorts of cuts through them. And in youth, they can get into trouble because they're trying to win so much in competitive nature. They will do illegal activities if Mars is in the bad dignity, like I said, debilitated. Okay, so this is where Mars will try to do whatever it can to go around whatever it wants to win that thing. Okay, so Mars is that energy that where we exert that energy. So in a business world, does very well. and Mars aspects the fourth house. So what happens when it aspects the fourth house of land, of mother's nourishment, of home? Because Mars also represents land development. So aspect on the fourth house can be that they could have hidden lands. They will do very well in real estate dealings. Okay, and they will try to win through real estate dealings, like litigation through real estate dealings. And because Mars represents, like, I'm getting this word bhumi, which represents land, they can become, real estate developers, real estate agents. Okay, assets through marriage, land assets through marriage, because Mars is aspecting the seventh house of marriage as well. So it makes marriage a very much part of their energy exertion, and their partner could be very aggressive as well, like them. Their passion towards their spouse is quite noticeable, because Mars is that sexual energy. Mars is that sexual lust. So they are very sexual with Mars in the first house. They're always looking towards the opposite sex to, take their energy out, to exert their energy, to lose their energy. And so since seventh house is the opposite, they want to lose their energy to the opposite sex, which pretty much means sexual activities. And since it aspects the eighth house of longevity and death, they can get into trouble, as in, like, they can suffer death through cuts, through accidents, through injuries, but obviously that's not the case, because the entire chart has to be studied and has to be looked after, because what if there's some other aspect of another planet on the eighth house or on the ascendant? It can totally change the dynamic of how the death will take place. And plus, I don't discuss that anyway, so I will not get into that. But Mars in the house of longevity is actually quite good, because it gives energy towards that house, because it's losing its energy towards that house. So it gives to that house. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis on Mars in the first house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe above, because I might be covering your Mars next. And if you want to know more about astrology, check out my link below. Check out my book, The Astrology at the Speed of Light. Otherwise, see you tomorrow.